I arrived at the bright shopping center with a specific goal in mind. The automatic doors slid open with a quiet and satisfying hiss. My smartphone buzzed in my pocket, reminding me of my order. I followed the purple signs, pointing toward the click and collect zone. The area was very clean and looked like a room from the future. I saw a friendly staff member waiting behind a bright orange desk. Her name tag said Chloe, and she looked very good at her job. I felt lucky that there was no long line of people today. My blue t-shirt felt cool in the perfectly controlled indoor climate. I stepped toward the digital kiosk to start my check-in process. The screen was large and responded quickly to my light touch. I entered my order number using the oversized virtual keyboard. Chloe looked up and gave me a very welcoming and kind smile. "Good afternoon. I see you are here for pickup," she said. I told her that I had been waiting for this item for a week. The screen asked me to confirm my identity for security reasons. I tapped the confirm button and waited for the next instruction now. A small light on the kiosk turned green to show my success. I felt a sense of relief that my digital data was all correct. Chloe prepared her handheld scanner for the next important step. The hub was filled with the sounds of soft, upbeat pop music. I adjusted the sleeves of my shirt and stood up straight. Everything in the room was organized with incredible precision. I looked at the digital clock on the wall above the counter. It was exactly 3 o'clock, the perfect time for my collection. Chloe asked if I had received my unique pickup QR code. I reached into my jeans pocket to pull out my mobile phone. My blue eyes reflected the glow of the bright smartphone screen. I opened the store's app to find a colorful square code. I was ready to complete the transaction and see my mystery box. I held my phone out toward the counter with a steady hand. Chloe aimed her small laser scanner at the bright glass screen. A quick beep echoed through the quiet collection area. "Everything is perfectly synchronized with our main warehouse," she noted. She checked a list on her own tablet to verify my details. I noticed that the system was very fast and highly efficient. I asked her if many people used this service during the week. She told me that hundreds of customers prefer this to home delivery. It is much safer than leaving a package on a front porch. I agreed that I liked the security of picking it up myself. Chloe tapped a final button, and the system gave a loud chime. "Your box is waiting for you in section B12, she announced. I watched her walk through a set of swinging doors behind her. The back room looked full of boxes of all shapes and sizes. I stood at the counter, feeling a bit like a kid at a toy shop. The air in the mall was always so fresh and full of energy. I looked around at the other kiosks waiting for more customers. A digital display showed the latest arrivals at the main store. I was glad I chose the pickup option instead of waiting at home. Chloe was moving quickly between the tall metal storage shelves. I saw her reach for a medium-sized box with a blue label. She checked the name on the side to make sure it was mine. I felt my excitement grow as she turned back toward the desk. The package looked exactly like the one in the online pictures. Chloe carried the box with great care as she returned to me. She placed it on the soft rubber mat of the service counter. The box was sealed with high-quality tape and looked very secure. I noticed the logo of the electronics company on the cardboard. "This looks like a very special delivery for you," she remarked. I smiled and told her it was a new lens for my camera. Chloe asked if I wanted to open the box to inspect the item. I decided it was a good idea to check for any shipping damage. She handed me a small safety cutter with a bright yellow handle. I sliced through the tape with a single, careful movement. The cardboard opened up to reveal a layer of protective bubbles. I removed the plastic and saw the shiny black camera equipment. The lens looked perfect and didn't have a single scratch on it. I felt very happy with the quality of the packaging today. Chloe watched with interest, making sure I was totally satisfied. "Our warehouse team takes great pride in their packing," she said. I told her that I could see the effort they put into their work. I placed the lens back into its protective foam within the box. Chloe offered me a plastic handle to make the box easier to carry. I thanked her for the suggestion, as it was a very long walk to the car. She attached the handle firmly to the sides of the cardboard. I felt like a valued customer because of her helpful attitude. I checked the small paper receipt that was inside the package. The price matched the amount I paid on the website last night. There were no hidden fees or extra charges for the pickup. Chloe asked if I needed any help with the heavy shopping bags. I told her I only had this one box, so I was perfectly fine. She smiled and prepared the final digital signature for me. I looked at the camera lens one last time before closing the lid. I was already imagining the photos I would take in the park. The lighting in the collection hub was great for seeing details. I felt lucky that I didn't have to go through the whole store. This service saved me at least 30 minutes of wandering around. Chloe held a small tablet toward me for my final confirmation. I prepared my finger to write my name on the smooth glass. The process was almost complete, and I was a happy man.
Write a comment. 3 best comments get 20 English lessons completely free.
I wrote my name, Tom, in a large, clear script on the tablet. Chloe checked the signature and gave me a positive thumbs up. A small printer under the counter produced a tiny paper slip. "This is your official proof of collection," she explained gently. I tucked the paper into the back pocket of my jeans for safety. Chloe reminded me about the 30-day return policy of the store. I hoped I wouldn't need to come back, as the lens was perfect. She also mentioned a discount code for my next online purchase. I felt like the store really wanted me to come back again. I thank her for all the useful information and the great service. Chloe started to organize the counter for the next person in line. A man with a very large trolley was approaching the desk now. I stepped to the side to give him plenty of room for his bags. The hub was becoming much busier as the afternoon continued. I picked up my box using the new handle Chloe had provided. It felt very light and easy to carry under my right arm. I took a deep breath of the air-conditioned atmosphere of the mall. I felt a sense of accomplishment for finishing my errand so fast. I walked past a window display of the latest summer fashions. My blue t-shirt still looked great, even after a long day of work. I saw my reflection in a large mirror and gave myself a wink. The journey home would take about 20 minutes through the city. I decided to walk through the Central Plaza to see the fountain. The water in the fountain was dancing to the beat of the music. I felt like the whole world was in a very good mood today. I checked my phone to see if I had any new messages or alerts. Everything was quiet, so I could enjoy my walk in total peace. Chloe waved at me from the orange desk as I headed for the exit. I waved back, appreciating the human connection in a digital world. The glass doors opened automatically as I reached the street. The sun was still warm, but a gentle breeze was blowing now. I walked past a small flower shop with a beautiful floral display. The smell of the roses made me feel even more cheerful than before. I kept a firm grip on my package while navigating the crowd. Many people were enjoying their afternoon with ice cream and coffee. I saw a group of tourists taking photos of the old clock tower. I thought about my new lens and how it would improve my shots. A street performer was playing a guitar near the stone fountain. I stopped for a moment to listen to the beautiful acoustic melody. I dropped a small coin into his hat as a thank you for the music. He nodded his head and continued to play with a great passion. I felt a strong sense of community in this part of the city. I crossed the street when the walking man turned a bright green. My sneakers made a quiet sound on the clean pavement of the road. I reached the park where the trees provided a lot of cool shade. I found an empty bench under a large, ancient oak tree. I decided to sit down for a minute to rest my tired legs. I placed my box on the bench next to me and looked at it. The blue label reminded me of the helpful service from Chloe. I felt very satisfied with the whole click and collect experience. It was the perfect bridge between the internet and the real world. I saw a squirrel jumping between the branches above my head. Nature always has a way of making me feel calm and grounded. I took a sip of water from the bottle in my small backpack. The water was cool and refreshed me after my walk from the hub. I watched a young family feeding the ducks in the nearby pond. The children were laughing and jumping with a lot of energy. I felt lucky to live in a city with such beautiful public spaces. I checked my watch and realized it was almost dinner time. I stood up and prepared to finish the last leg of my journey. I reached the front door of my apartment building with the box. I used my key to enter the hallway, which smelled like floor wax. I climbed the stairs to the second floor, feeling strong and fit. I opened my door and felt the familiar comfort of my own home. I placed the package on the wooden table in the living room. The light from the setting sun was hitting the box perfectly. I took out my camera and carefully attached the brand new lens. Everything fit together with a solid and very professional click. I looked through the viewfinder and saw the world in high detail. The focus was sharp and the colors were deep and very rich. I felt a huge surge of creative energy inside my chest. I took a test photo of a small plant on my windowsill. The image was stunning, even better than I'd hoped for today. I thought about the journey of this lens from the warehouse to me. I was grateful for the technology that made this purchase possible. I was also grateful for the kindness of people like Chloe at the mall. I decided to charge my camera battery for a big shoot tomorrow. I spent the evening reading the manual and learning the features. My blue t-shirt was finally ready for the laundry after a long day. I felt like I had used my time in the most efficient way. I made myself a simple dinner and watched the stars come out. The city was quiet now, with only the distant sound of cars. I felt peaceful and very ready for the adventures of the morning. Buying things online can be cold, but the collection made it warm. I am Tom, and this was my successful click and collect story. I learned that modern convenience can still include a human smile. I will definitely use this service for my future electronics. My eyes were heavy with sleep, but my heart was very light. I turned off the lamp and went to bed with a satisfied grin. The world is a great place when everything goes exactly as planned.